So no, I'm not ending my season yet. However, should I be? Maybe. I mean, I'm still in quite a lot of pain after this race, so I'm just struggling to do much training at all. I think effectively I've taken 2 weeks on backseat training, so like obviously the taper week into the race, which obviously didn't come to fruition because I didn't finish the race, so I didn't see how capable I was going to be. And then the week where I have to travel back, rest and recover because of the injuries, again take a bit of that back seat, but not do a lot of training. So I'm kind of banking on the fitness that I had prior to the race in Dresden to carry me through to this next race in Portugal. Obviously I'm not doing Outlaw, which was on the weekend, or didn't do Outlaw, which was on the weekend. So I've effectively lost Dresden, Outlaw, and I'm trying my best to get back to some form of fitness for Portugal. But yeah, this is the start of the next week. I am struggling to do any training, especially swimming, just because my chest is in so much pain that it flares up and it affects my day-to-day. So like even sleep, I'm really struggling to sleep. So I'm just getting tired in the daytimes, which obviously isn't good for recovery. So yeah, I'll do my best, see how this week goes. I'll turn up to Portugal regardless, but whether or not it goes to plan. Okay, so I had a swim this morning, and same day, like obviously you saw me walking to the car this morning to swim, and yeah, my chest, like it's just here. I don't know if anyone has any advice for this, but it's just agony, and it's really, really tough to swim, to run, and cycling is the only real thing that I'm actually able to do with a little bit more impetus, I guess. So I've come down to Maindy, gonna do the bike session today and just hope that I get a little bit of aerobic stimulus, like a little bit higher intensity rather than just pottering up and down. It's just really disappointing. It gets me like quite down and miserable because I love training, I love going a little bit harder and just feeling as though I'm doing something, but I'm also knackered because, like obviously I said before, just tired from not being able to sleep properly. So that's just making me a little bit more irritable, really making me down and upset. Anyway, hopefully this session goes well. A build session, see if I can go through the gears. God, I look rough. Oh, just in these times of like being a little bit tired and down, I definitely need to just have a shower, have a shave. It is not a good look for me to look this rugged and rough. But yeah, anyway, going back to the session, it was actually alright. I think I had a good session. I can still cycle my bike, which is an absolute relief because I think I'd start feeling a little bit depressed if I couldn't do any of the disciplines and still needing to race at the end of the season. I think I would be inclined to probably forgo the last race of the season if it was that bad. But since yesterday, I actually feel a lot better. I managed to swim and run this morning. So yeah, hopefully things are on the up. I am going to see someone tomorrow just to get things checked over. Advise investing sooner rather than later if you can. So I've been putting it off because I've never really wanted to spend the money on it because I thought, oh, my body will fix itself in due course, blah, 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 and it's always been relatively quick. However, it's a worthy investment for me because if I can get it fixed sooner rather than later, I can get back to training. The more training and consistency I can achieve or do, the better I will be sooner rather than later, and therefore I'll be able to race harder and faster, etc., etc. You get the gist. It's weighing up that cost versus time, and at this point I've left it a little bit too long, but I thought that on precedent my body would probably sort itself out. It didn't, so that's the story at the moment. I'm seeing someone tomorrow, getting better, but it's still not fixed. My chest is still not great. My hip is on and off, like it's neither here nor there. Anyway, it's not all doom and gloom. The session I did on the bike yesterday was actually very good. I managed to do it with Kenji and Barb. So I just felt good, like, because I think you're static on the front end of the bike, you're not really moving the chest, so my chest didn't hurt at all. Then the hip actually is fine in that position. It's just more so on a stability muscle. I don't know if anyone has had this before. It's like the inner groin / hip flexor. Any advice, welcome. And likewise with the chest, if you have any advice for my chest, it's like more so here-ish. And it feels like it's either really tight or it's not a broken rib. I've had it checked over, so it shouldn't be broken. It might be cartilage, or it might be something tight or just not quite right in there. But yeah, if you have any kind of more information on that, do let me know and I'll try and feed that back to the physio tomorrow. But yeah, no, in terms of how I'm feeling for the race in 2 weeks time now, 2.5 weeks time, I'm still hopeful. I don't think that fitness is lost that quickly, so I can still keep fit aerobically with the cycling. So I can do 24 hours of cycling if I want and just not do any running or swimming. It wouldn't be advisable, but I could do, and I could probably race very well when it comes to Portugal. That is not what I want to do. I want to be able to swim and run. And it's actually so frustrating at the moment that I can't, because I still feel very fit. So the fact that when I'm getting in the water and trying to swim, it's all easy. It's just a case of it hurts because of my chest or my hip. Likewise with running, it's just not comfortable to do. And all of these things are taking a mental toll on me. So I think it's just worth considering when you've got an injury, you've got to be able to take a back seat with it. And even like myself, I really struggle to do that, which is when I then lean on Luke, my coach, to be able to be like, no, just settle down, like take a step back. You don't need to do that much right now. Just focus on this, that, and the other, and you'll be okay. It's that confidence that a coach induces that I lean on in times of, I guess, demoralization. Check that out, by the way. Need to sort that out. I've only just noticed. It's probably been loads of videos if you go back, but yeah, should probably do something about that. So, what am I doing now? I am going to obviously see the physio. I'm going to try and push through as much as I can with swim, bike and run. I am pushing on the cycling as much as I can because I've got to make the most of the stuff that I can actually do. So I can actually do a hard session on the bike if I need to, like pushing that aerobic stimulus. Can't do that in the pool at the moment. Hopefully the physio will sort that out. But in the meantime, yeah, just plod through the swim and the running, and yeah, just kind of bank on the aerobic fitness from the bike. I don't know whether it's easier or harder that it's one of my last races of the season. I'm obviously frustrated that, like I said earlier, it's 3 races that it's almost knocked out, or definitely 2, in terms of Outlaw X and Dresden. And it's all my own fault, like I have no one else to blame. I binned it in the corner and it was no one else's fault, it was just wet and I took it too fast. That being said, like, I don't want to push through agonizingly for the next couple of weeks and not be in great shape for Portugal. Again, I think I will be. I think I'll be fine to race and it will be a good race. But it's going to be tough to get to the start line in half decent nick. Anyway, enough waffle. I will let you know how I get on in the next couple of days and weeks, and yeah, fingers crossed I can put together a performance that I know I'm capable of in Portugal. Yeah, it's just annoying that I didn't quite manage to execute it like I thought I could in Dresden. Promise there, it's promising, just yeah, I need to stitch everything together as per usual and hopefully put together the performance that I know and hopefully we all know that I'm capable of. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.